I threw up on my first date story time. It sounds ridiculous, but that's exactly what happened. I had been talking to this woman, Lauren, for weeks, and we finally set up a dinner date at a nice Italian restaurant. I was excited. I was ready. What I wasn't ready for was my stomach staging a full-scale rebellion. See, earlier that day, I had some questionable sushi. I felt a little off but thought, I'll be fine. Spoiler, I was not fine. The night started great, good conversation, lots of laughter. I thought I was killing it. But about 20 minutes in, my stomach started making noises loud enough to be classified as a distress signal. Lauren raised an eyebrow. Are you okay? Oh yeah, I lied, ignoring the cold sweat forming on my forehead. Then the food arrived. Big plate of creamy pasta. Smelled amazing. Looked amazing. My stomach, however, disagreed. Halfway through Lauren telling a story about her dog, I felt it, the wave of nausea. No warning, no buildup, just immediate danger. I tried to fight it. I really did. But in the middle of nodding along to whatever she was saying, I abruptly turned, grabbed the cloth napkin, and, well, you can guess the rest. Lauren screamed. The couple at the next table scooted their chairs back so fast they nearly fell over. The waiter just stood there, horrified. I mumbled some kind of apology, excused myself, and ran to the bathroom. Spent a solid 10 minutes in there, contemplating my life choices. When I finally walked back out, I was expecting Lauren to be long gone. But no, she was still there, laughing. You good now? She asked, smirking. I nodded, absolutely mortified. And then, she just kept eating. Like nothing happened. Happened to me once on a flight. She shrugged. At least you had a napkin. We actually finished the date. And believe it or not, we're going out again next week. Moral of the story. If someone sticks around after you humiliate yourself in a fine dining establishment, they're probably a keeper.
When I was in college, I had a semi-crush on one of the other teacher's assistants. He finally asked me out for dinner and I was really excited. I even bought a new Snow White blouse and a baby blue skirt because he mentioned blue was his favorite color. I had been fighting with a cold, so I picked up a new cold medicine and a nasal spray to be safe. I didn't want a stuffy nose to make me talk like Bilbo Baggins. About 15 minutes into the date, I got a nosebleed. Not just a garden variety nosebleed, a projectile nosebleed. I thought it was just a runny nose, so I grabbed a napkin to dab at it, until I saw the look of pure horror on his face. By then, it was already running down my blouse and puddling on my skirt. I looked like a murder victim. It was excruciatingly embarrassing, but he was a perfect gentleman about it, in spite of the shock. I learned that day never to take any medicine unless you knew how you will react to it. To add insult to injury, I couldn't get the stain out of my new blouse and had to throw it away.
My now wife, 15 years ago on our second date, she had to use the men's bathroom in my dorm and had some feminine issues. I stood outside the door and told people on the floor to use the other bathroom down the hall, and then I helped her clean up by washing her clothes. She was crying and so embarrassed, and I was like, hey, it's a bodily function. How could anyone be mad or upset about someone's biology? Like if it had been feces, well, you're insane thing. Like it to me, things like that are outside of people's control are so compartmentalized or divorced in my mind from anything remotely romantic or sexy, and has absolutely nothing to do with those things. We took care of it. I assured her the date was not ruined, and then went out to dinner. I guess it blew her mind a guy would be okay with feminine functions, let alone guard the bathroom door. A lot of people out there who are immature and expect people to be perfect all the time. Glad Opie seemed to have found a decent person.
I had been dating a girl for a few months, and we went to a Halloween party together where we drank a lot. When we left the party, we were walking to a bus stop, and I asked her if she wanted to be exclusive, and she said yes. We got on the bus together, and almost right away, she threw up all over her own shoes. We ended up running off the bus and getting a cab. That was almost 10 years ago, and in July we'll be celebrating our 10th wedding anniversary.
I had been dating a girl for a few months, and we went to a Halloween party together, where we drank a lot. When we left the party, we were walking to a bus stop, and I asked her if she wanted to be exclusive, and she said yes. We got on the bus together, and almost right away she threw up all over her own shoes. We ended up running off the bus and getting a cab. That was almost 10 years ago, and in July we'll be celebrating our 10th wedding anniversary.
My wife threw up on me on our first date. She was nervous and drank too much. She hasn't drank red wine since. I've let my kid throw up on me so he didn't mess up his sheets so I could give him a quick bath and put him back down. Yup, I've been there. I was a single dad for a little while. My 4-year-old daughter came to my bed at about 3 a.m. and tapped me on the shoulder. Daddy, I'm gonna sneeze. And then she puked all over me. I had to wash her hair and get her into clean jammies. Luckily, there was nothing in her bed. Then I had to clean myself and change my bed sheets. 'Twas not a fun night. Nah, not really what I was thinking. Not looking forward to be slipped any laxatives or drugged against my consent/knowledge again, to cause that again.
Dude, this happened to me too many moons ago. And yeah, she kept wanting to hang out after somehow. I was too ashamed though. I definitely regret that.